All right, let's see the energy coming towards us for the weekend. We're using our Mystical Wisdom card deck, so this one, nice and beautiful, and hopefully we get some nice light messages. All right, so some of you may be spending some time in terms of like just quiet meditation, stillness, focus on self-care, right? We have Mother's Day coming up in the States. So this one, the bottom of the deck says, Archangel Raphael, provider of healing from mind, body, and spirit. So that's not a bad way to spend the weekend. But let's see what else comes out. All right, so knowledge. Okay, so some of you are going to be seeking knowledge. All right. So you might be doing some research, doing some studying this weekend, right? Because it says knowledge, seek knowledge. I'm also too in terms of maybe when you're sleeping, you may have a dream and you may get some information that might be very helpful, particularly as you're making a choice. Because here you have choices, make the best choice. So some of you are going to be doing a lot of research, right? Looking into something because there is a particular issue that you've been wrestling with that you need to make a choice about. And so you've been going and getting either that's knowledge from an expert or knowledge from like your spirit guides, right? Knowledge from dreams, knowledge from people that you trust, right? Also, just reading books, maybe self-help books, but that's something that some of you are going to be doing this weekend, as well as, again, maybe doing things about, reading about, spirituality and meditation and healing and self-care and that kind of stuff, because you've got this card is showing up again about healer of mind and body. Let's get one more. And actually received two. Okay, all right, so yeah, that makes sense, because the other card you received is letting go. Learn to let go. So that's what some of you are probably going to be diving deeper into when it comes to letting go of a situation, is getting some information. Yes, this is good, because look, you're letting go of 7 deadly sins, right? So in any addictions that you're struggling with, maybe this is the weekend where some of you will face that and some of you will do a reset, right? Like with me, I went on a cruise recently and I ate a lot. And so now I need to do a reset when it comes to my diet and getting back on track. So that's kind of what I'm getting to, and for some of you, it may be things that are even heavier than that you're dealing with. But now you're realizing it's time for me to do something about this. And you're taking the steps to let this go, to do your research, to find out how can I release this thing, and move on. Right? Because it says 7 deadly sins, humanity's destructive traits. So let's clarify, and then following your passion. So look at her, beautiful, following her passion. So let's clarify and see if we get some more specifics. But pretty much what I'm getting is some of you have already made the decision to release something, and now it's finding out the how, right? Like, how do I do this? How do I execute this? And some of you may still be in the process of thinking about releasing something. And so you're doing your research, right? And, whether that be a habit, a person, right? A situation, a place, whatever that thing is, you're really going to be confronting it this weekend, which is good, right? Because you know what? You're realizing that I come first, but not in a selfish way. It's like I can only give when my vessel is full. If my vessel is empty, I'm not able to give to others in the way that they deserve, right? And then also, too, I shouldn't sacrifice myself to give to others, because then I'm not going to give from a place of love and genuineness. Does that make sense? All right, so let's clarify knowledge. See if we get some more information. Yeah, the magician. So some of you two are realizing that you have all the tools. You have all the skills that you need to execute this. You know what I mean? So if you were feeling like, I can't do this, this is a weekend where you're going to feel like, nope, not at all. I have everything that I need within me, right, to make this happen. So some of you are going to feel very confident this weekend. And they're calling my attention to his third eye. You see where that little, what is that? Like that thing's just kind of like moving around, that little ellipses or the entwined circles are moving around. It's like, and he's getting that download. Look at that little star that's kind of like penetrating his crown chakra. So some of you, again, I keep getting like you're going to get some sort of eureka, some sort of enlightenment, some sort of download, right? We've been getting this message before. That's going to give you this clarity that's going to make you no longer feel like a victim or feel stuck or trapped in a situation, but more feeling like I can take action. Like you're going to get some kind of insight where you can finally made a decision that you've been wanting to make. Seven of Pentacles, right? Some of you may have been assessing, been going back and forth, hemming and eyeing, right? Especially when it comes to your finances or something that you have spent a lot of time growing, right, and investing. But some of you are going to realize that, you know, seeking the knowledge, right, maybe to grow something, or realizing in time that whatever you have invested somewhere that's no longer working, that you have more than enough capabilities to generate this elsewhere, right? So I don't have to stay in something that's not working. Tell me about choices, Spirit. Oh, look at this, the book. It's in the middle of the thing. Maybe they wanted me to see this card. Queen of Swords. All right, we're going to go with it. Which is, again, getting that clarity, making decisions, right? Because I'm clarifying choices. But the Queen of Swords make decisions from a very grounded, knowledgeable place, right? And see, here again, Two of Wands. You know, you're at this fork in the road trying to decide which direction to go in, right? Do I go left? Do I go right? Do I go forward? And then here, Four of Wands came out. But it came out in the reverse. And that's what I'm saying. That some of you may be in a relationship, it may be in a home where you've been wanting to make a particular decision, but you know, this thing is not working. There isn't harmony here. Things are maybe falling apart, coming apart. And so again, some of you are going to get the knowledge, right, to help you with making or get clarity so that you can make a decision. Telling me about letting go. That one's pretty straightforward, but we'll clarify. Okay, so see something toxic. You have the Knight of Swords here, right? And the Knight of Swords is very clear, but it can also be very direct, fast-moving energy. It can be communication, but the Knights typically take action, right? And then here you are taking action against something that's the devil. So that's what I'm saying. You're letting go of something that's not good. Letting go of something that's toxic. And then here you have the Queen of Pentacles, right? Getting grounded. It could also be letting go of a feminine energy, right? Could be an earth sign. Doesn't have to be, you know, wife or a mother, which is interesting, being that it's Mother's Day. But if it's not specifically a person, it's some sort of addictive habit. It could even be when it comes to money, even though she's upright, right? Because the devil is touching the queen. So somebody who may be very extremely materialistic or materialism, you know, letting go of that. And again, remember, so the devil came out, which is kind of clarifying the 7 deadly sins, which is the devil card in this deck. But we'll clarify it anyway. Tell me more about 7 deadly sins. Yes. So some of you are realizing you've been making decisions from a place of illusion, right? Because 7 of Cups can be illusion. It's fantasies. It's things that aren't real. You know, it's addictions, right? It's the lower arcana kind of like of the devil, right? So what some of you are realizing now with the Sun card, which is beautiful, is you're getting this clarity. You're getting this, you know, illumination when it comes to a situation that you're in terms of, or again, you know, habits, right? Certain things about yourself that you're realizing aren't healthy. And this isn't really helping me in terms of my growth, my movement, right? Some of you may feel very stagnant where you are, but it's because it's time for you to release, to shed, whether it be a particular mindset, a particular environment, particular people, right? Some of you are now doing the work, which is beautiful. So I'm getting very mature energy. So congratulations. You're now confronting the fact that, hey, I need to do something about this. And I'm going to do the research to find out the steps that I need to take to make this happen. So beautiful energy this weekend, right? One of recognition, one of realizing I have all the tools I need to bring about a certain change, getting clarity of my situation, and then finding out the steps that I need to take, right? Doing your research to get yourself out of a situation that hasn't been good. Because remember, we pull the devil energy, and that's not good energy. So anyway, I hope this is helpful. Again, not very light, but it's good that you're coming. Some of you are coming to this realization. So I love that. But anyway, have a nice weekend and happy Mother's Day. All right, bye.